A few years ago, a wise man asked me how I could make 10 times as much money as I already was. And my first response was, that's not possible. And I thought it wasn't possible because I immediately jumped back into the box. Now, when I ask a client that's making $500,000 a year, whether that's income or sales or whatever metric you want to use for this exercise, and I challenge them to make $5 million a year, they have the same reaction. That's not possible. And they immediately begin to think, well, I'd have to sell 10 times as many products, I'd have to raise my price 10 times, a duplicate of what they've always done. And then I ask them, was there ever a time when they made $50,000? And they say, yes, there was, but I did things a lot differently then than I do now. That's the point of the 10 times road. Now, not only do we have to think differently than everybody else, our money also needs to know that we feel differently about it. My wife always says men think and women feel. Successful money tends to reside where it can experience these feelings. I hope we get to know each other a bit today as we travel along the 10 times road, looking at some of the places where money has come to stay. To begin with, money needs passion. This is Pure Ingenuity, owned by Richard and Susan Ward. Their niche is the engineering and manufacturing of specialty stainless steel products for the food and beverage industry. Richard recently made a contact with a microbrewing business, a field he is passionate about. He quickly became a direct investor in their company and will soon be making brewing equipment for them. Now, if you can't get passionate about beer, what can you get passionate about? Our second stop is the home of Anchor Concrete, owned by the Bradfields. After money feels passion, it then needs to know that there is a vision in store for it, because money thinks a lot about the future. Beyond the current concrete and rebar businesses, Jeff has become a leader in sustainability. Everything he sees is somehow recyclable and much more energy efficient. I believe if you pick a direction and keep going, eventually there will be nobody in your way. Money needs to feel that its owner is in control. Before Bob McKean owned this RE/MAX franchise and several other commercial and residential properties, he was an employee in a veterinary office. Giving up security to become a business owner is always a tough decision, but it is a sacrifice we all can make to get to a position of control. The opposite of control is hope, which is a nice feeling, but not a productive one. Money constantly seeks opportunity, and this very often presents in the field of technology. Owner Doug Gervin of Stantive Technologies used to be in the hardware products business, but opportunity arrived in the form of cloud computing, and they have done extremely well transitioning their business to a higher level in software service. It's one thing to see an opportunity, it's another thing to seize it. To be successful, money needs to be in motion. Like all good entrepreneurs, Jeff McCune of Hybrid Construction understands the power of leveraging his cash flows. Over a young career, he has already owned several construction companies and land development sites. He is a master of motion. I think money is kind of like manure. When you spread it around, it can do a whole lot of good, but when you let it pile up in one place, it stinks like hell. We are now on the final leg of our tour. Bernie Robinson has been successful growing his money in many different ways in the services sector for a very long time. This resin site is but one of them. But it is here, looking out over Bernie's new garden, where we shall focus. This is not your ordinary garden. The produce from this garden was given to various community charities and handpicked by them. Like Bernie, money never really retires. At a certain point, however, it needs to feel it has made an impact. It wants to give back. We make a living by what we get. We make a life by what we give.